Perfect. Welcome, everybody, to this amazing podcast where I record the podcast unlike anyone else on the internet. I have these headphones, which everyone else does, which help if you're trying to record your own voice so that you can hear your own voice while talking and making sure that you sound like yourself. I also have this jar that used to have beans, but I'm going to use it as one of these cool things that people use in podcasts, where you actually have your microphone like this, like pointing to your pointing to your own mouth so that you can talk and listen to your own voice, and at the same time not hold the microphone. And I have this thing, as I've shown you before, where I press a button and I can focus with the camera on my own face so that you can focus on me, because what I'm saying is very important. I also have my notes here, which are going to assist me on giving you information about various stuff that you might be concerned about with. I don't know. I'm not a native English speaker, so you might hear some mistakes from me. But the important thing is that you will have high quality audio information from me because I have this microphone pointing to my mouth. As I hope you have understood, I'm joking here. I don't have any high quality information to give you, but I really like the fact that the whole thing with the internet now turned to creating podcasts and using this kind of low frequency voice to tell people stuff. Like, everyone made podcasts and they say whatever, you know. I know too. So I'm gonna do the same, because why not? I have here my mug of tea because I'm British, because I'm sick, but I'm not British, I'm just sick. But I know that British people drink tea all the time, so I made that joke. Actually, I don't know if I'm sick. To be honest, I have a pain in my throat, and I assumed it happened because I'm sick, but it can also be a throat cancer. So if I die from throat cancer, you heard it first. Feeling guilty? No? Good. So what I wanted to talk about is basically nothing. I don't have anything to say. I just have some things that concern me with the world and with life and with my personal experiences, and I'm going to share them with you, if you don't mind. You don't mind? Okay. Then I can continue sharing. I can go on and share this information with you. Wait a sec. Turn the microphone away so I can blow my nose. This is a proof that I'm sick, and as I've informed you before, I might have throat cancer. I don't know if that exists, but if it doesn't, I might have discovered it. So yeah, as you've imagined, I'm a medicine student, and I'm studying all kinds of sicknesses, because that's what medicine does. And no, I'm not. I don't know anything. I have to share something with you, like another thing, and that is that I'm really sorry for what I did now, that I blew my nose and you heard everything. Well, I'm sorry for doing that, but I'm also very happy that I turned the microphone away, so you didn't hear it very clearly as you hear my voice right now, my sick and thick voice, which probably sounds very hard because that's how I hear it in my headphones while talking. And as I've said, I'm sorry about that, but also I'm very happy that I turned the microphone away and you didn't hear everything, so that you can actually accept that I respect you, and that I'm really thankful you are still here. Nobody knows the reasons but you. And if you're listening to this while driving, or while cooking, or while trying to sleep, and you didn't see me blowing my nose, and maybe you didn't even hear it because I turned the microphone away, or you're blind and you're either just listening to this or watching it on YouTube, but not actually watching it because you're blind. You didn't realize all of this stuff. So maybe if I didn't even say them, for you it would be the same. Anyway, my point is that everyone is doing podcasts. All the people I've been listening to, or been following, or have been a fan of in the last years, even professors or teachers or scientists, that you might wonder why I'm following scientists. I don't know. I just feel smarter when I do, and it's a pity that I don't understand anything I say. I don't understand anything they say, but still I'm following them, because when people look at my YouTube homepage and they see the recommended videos there, they might think that I'm smart, or that I know more stuff that I'm talking about. And yeah, that's why I do that. Anyway, all these people that I'm following are creating these kind of radio shows. I don't know how they call them podcasts now. I don't know what the fuck is the difference. But it sounds that it's so much easier to make content of anything if you just put a microphone in front of your mouth and just ramble about stuff. And yeah, you can go as long as you want. And then the only work you have to do in post is, it's nothing. You just put them together and you upload them. So it's so few work, and as it can work as a practice on doing this stuff and finishing projects very quickly. So yeah, that's why I think it's a good idea to get on with this. I'm wondering why many people that have nothing to say are creating these things. And I realized that people just like the trend of it. They like the trend of listening to people. They like talk whatever they want. It just feels like they receive more content. So I said, okay, I'm going to try the same thing too. And I bought this microphone for 2,000 euros, which is more or less $2,000 US dollars, in case you were confused with the price. I bought this camera for 5,000 euros, which is more or less $5,000. And I bought this mug for €5, which is more or less $5. And about the studio lights for, was it? 10,000 euros or 10,000 US dollars. And I bought toilet papers because I'm sick, as I have probably said before. And with all these things, I can produce these high quality episodes. I also bought studio lights. Yeah, I just told you about studio lights, and they come with these amazing remote controls that I don't use for the lights, but I use for the camera to focus on me, as I said before, remember? You've been paying attention, eh? And the problem is that my camera is not expensive enough to record video. It's just for still pictures. So the video I'm doing right now is probably very shitty, and every few minutes it stops. So I have to physically stand up and go there and press the record button again, so I can resume recording the video. But the audio will hopefully still record the whole time, so it will be an amazing non-stop audio adventure, you know, and a very informative show. Treating the throat cancer. Oh my god, this sounds so much cooler. Should I talk like this from now on? Yeah. You might wonder why I have two cell phones. I have one iPhone and one Android phone. Okay, the movie, as I said before, just stopped. So I'm going to actually stand up now, turn the microphone to you so that you can actually listen to me turning on the camera, and then come back and continue this high quality show. I'm standing up. I'm walking. There we go. We're back. We're live. No, we're not live because I can't stream because my internet is very shitty. But when I become rich and I can afford a little bit more expensive internet connection, I swear I will stream live. I'm probably not going to do another episode of this, but you know what I mean. So you might wonder why I have two phones, one Android and one iPhone. And I would definitely wonder about that too if I was you, because why would anybody use two phones? And if he actually needed two phones because he's very busy and he has a lot of people to talk to at the same time, why would it be two different platforms, two different operating systems? Since there's no need to learn two. I mean, they do pretty similar stuff, right? Right? Hello? Huh. Yeah. So, that's the answer. Moving on, I'm going to check my notes now because I have a lot of things to complain and explain. Complain about and explain. So I explained why everyone does podcasts. And I also explained why I do. Well, I have to explain another thing why I do podcasts. And the thing is that I need to get a lot of things off my chest. And by my chest, I mean, I don't mean that literally. I mean, I need to get a lot of things outside of me. And by outside of me, I don't mean that literally. I mean, I need to get a lot of things. I need to say a lot of things that I normally wouldn't say to people that I know. But if I'm going to just say them out loud and nobody in front of me is going to be listening to them, it's fine and nobody's going to complain. You know what I mean? I mean, when I'm with people or with my family or with my girlfriend, I'm not going to talk about the things I'm going to talk to my camera about. Because, first of all, nobody cares except you. Second, they might sound offensive, and I don't know. So instead of offending people, I prefer not to. And third, I never think about these things before saying them, so they might sound dumb. And as I said before, I'm trying to make sure that people don't know I'm dumb. That's why I watch scientific videos on YouTube, you know? Okay. You should do the same thing too. If you feel that you're dumb or if you don't feel you're dumb, it doesn't matter. If you do it, it's always a positive thing. Another thing I wanted to talk about is my house. My house is it's in a big building, and it's on the lowest floor, and we have one of those patio things, which is kind of a terrace inside the building, so we don't have any actual sun. You just can see the sky a little bit, but it's a very tiny hole. You can't see anything, you know. And all the apartments in this building have windows in this patio, but we are the ones that can actually go to it, not just see it from top, because we are on the lowest level. I hope you didn't hear that. If you didn't hear that, I burped. And the thing is that there is a bar next to us. It's a cafe. I don't know. It's a cafe or a bar. And those people are fucking disgusting. So they have cockroaches. So those cockroaches, I think you can hear the people in the bar. Well, there's music now and they're talking. And yeah, they're disgusting because they get cockroaches, and those cockroaches come to our patio here, and eventually they try to get to our house. We sealed our windows so that only air can come in, to be honest, but still some of them make it and they come inside. So I hate the people there, and I think you should hate them too. So whenever you come to my house, ask me, what is the name of the bar next to you, so that I can tell you and hate them, and also write them bad reviews on Google, because I can't say it public, because I know millions of people are going to watch this, and maybe they watch it too, and it's illegal to do. What's the opposite of advertisement? I know there's a word, but as I said, I'm stupid and I don't know any words in English. So yeah, that word, it's illegal to do it. I think so, I don't know. And we have cockroaches in our patio. Patio? I don't know how the fuck you call that. Well, it's kind of like a pit. It's like a hole in the ground. It's like a pit. So since we have cockroaches, I call it a cockpit. I'm the only one laughing at that. I'm the only one in the house. But I've told this joke to many people and nobody laughed, so I know that I'm the only one laughing. So yeah, we have a cockpit. And another thing we have is shit tubes. What I mean by that is all the shit from all the building comes through one very thick tube right to our patio, and then it becomes much thinner and it goes down to the sewers. So every time somebody flushes the toilet, you might be able to hear it too, because the microphone is very, it picks up everything. You can actually hear the shit of people coming down through the big thick tube, and as they approach the thin part, it sounds like somebody blowing their nose, and at some point you hear the hard stuff, you know, the hard mucus. What do you call those things? Boogies. So as you blow your nose and everything is wet, and then you reach the point that that you also have the boogies, and all those sounds blend together, and you hear that beautiful mixture. That's how it sounds here, but bigger, because the tubes are bigger than our nostrils. Well, not mine, but probably your nostrils are smaller than the tubes. I have very big nostrils because I'm no virgin by from any hole. I'm very active when it comes to sex. And talking about active when it comes to sex, I got some newer concerns lately, which I'm gonna share with you. Newer. I have some concerns about my sex life. Not concerns, it's just questions. This show is all about questions. We question the world, and we are being skeptical, and we are trying to figure stuff out. So, I can't recognize transgender people. I can't recognize that they are transgender, and I don't know if I should or not, but I can't. So when I see them in the street, somebody that used to look like a man and then he turned to look like a woman, to me it looks like a woman. Maybe there has been some very good operating work done there, or he's doing it very well, I don't know, but I can't realize. I can't tell. Some people can, and they're letting me know, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I realize that and you did? Is there something wrong with me that I can't realize that? And actually, I asked around, and it looks like there's nothing wrong with me. It's okay if you don't realize that thing. But I'm wondering now, with how many transgender people have I had sex with and never realized? I don't know, and I can never know. Well, if you are one of them, please let me know. I'm not gonna care. I'm just noting down things I've done in my life, you know. Moving on with these amazing subjects that I'm sharing with you today. The sponsor of this episode is my mother. I love Mama. And I'm going to create an advertisement now for my mother. My mother is a person that, even though doesn't know how to cook, she's very bad at cooking. So she learned how to make one recipe, and that is chicken with potatoes. Very hard. And she's doing that every time she's going to cook for us. She doesn't cook every day for us. She just cooks once a week on Sundays, and if on Sundays we're going to eat at home. So we eat that every week. Imagine if she would have to cook every day for us. I mean, imagine if she was one of those women that just cook and clean. She would have to make that every day, and we would die. You know why? Because that means we would eat chicken every day, and chicken is not good to eat every day. Because chicken is meat, and you shouldn't eat meat every day. Because vegans don't like people that eat meat every day. Because they are like, hey, we're trying to save the planet, and you are just destroying it by eating meat every day. And they are trying to get away from it as much as they can so they don't kill animals. And we, because of my mother not being able to cook anything else, we are eating chicken every day. And where there was a point that we would eat meat 3 or 4 times a week, and having vegans eating no meat at all would make the average of us and them to 1.5 to 2 times a week eating meat. Now we make it back to 3 or 4 times a week because we eat 7 days a week meat and they 0. So if you average those things out, they become 3.5. So that's 3 or 4 times a week. The video has stopped. So I'm going to just stand up and turning the camera, turning the microphone to the camera so you can hear me. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the microphone with me so that you can actually hear me turning on the video and then coming back and resuming the show. I'm standing up. I'm in flip-flops, so you might be able to hear this. And now I'm coming to the camera and I'm pressing the button. There I go. And now I'm returning to my position. Oh, you can see everything now. I don't know why I'm explaining these things to you. So, back to the studio. I'm here with our sponsor, my mother. So what she sponsored is lunch. Having chicken today. So my mother needs to listen to this podcast and actually start learning how to cook. Okay, mother? She's not going to listen to this. Nobody listen to this. And I can go on with the next subject, which is Italian. I figured out lately that Italian is a very strange language. The reason is it's impossible to program. I don't know if that makes sense. It's impossible to make a robot speak Italian. You can make a robot speak Chinese, you can make a robot speak the black speech from Mordor in Lord of the Rings, but you cannot make a robot speak Italian. It's gonna sound very wrong. So what they did in Google Translate when you're gonna translate something and you wanna hear it to see how it's pronounced properly, they actually recorded everything. Everything has a voice behind it. So I can just let you figure it out by yourselves, but I'm not, because I'm a very good guy and because I have a lot of free time. Sorry, I burped. So I'm gonna go actually to Google and Translate and find a bunch of examples from other languages and also in Italian later and prove that I'm right, because I'm always right. Let's make a sentence. So this is how it is in English.
Let's make a sentence. Let's make a sentence.
Let's make a sentence. It sounds like a robot, because it is, because they're not going to record every English sentence that exists just for this Google Translate thing. And this is in Spanish.
Hagamos una oración.
Hagamos una oración. It sounds like a robot talking to you, you know? It's not like me, that I'm very alive and I have this flow in my voice, you know? These modulations and all these things. And I can find the same thing in Greek.
Ας κάνουμε μια πρόταση.
Ας κάνουμε μια πρόταση.
Ας κάνουμε μια πρόταση.
And every time you press it goes even slower, I don't know. And then you can find the same thing in, I don't know, French.
Faisons une phrase. Faisons une phrase.
It sounds like German to me. I didn't know that it was so similar. And I can find something completely different, and you see that they have robots. Chinese.
让我们来做一个句子。让我们来做一个句子。
You can hear what I'm talking about, right? And I'm gonna find another example of Arabic.
لنجعل الجملة
Robots. These are Arabic robots. And now I'm going to find Italian. Be ready to get your mind blown. Have your mind blown? I don't know.
Facciamo una frase.
Facciamo una frase. Let's make another sentence. Tell me something. Yeah? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, I like that. Yeah? Okay. Okay, perfect. Now listen to this in Italian.
Facciamoci un po' di sesso con la merda.
It's a real person saying this, and how would they know that I would ever write this sentence? It's such a specific sentence, you know? I mean, not many people. I guess I'm the only person that has searched for these in Google Translate in any kind of translation, any language translation. It's just me that has written this sentence ever. And they had a person say this. They had a person in the Google studios. They've brought him there. They made some tea for him or something. And they made him say, facciamo un po' di sesso con la merda. And now we have it. This is why we should love Google and Italians. No, Italians just get paid. They shouldn't be loved. But this is why we should love Google. Because they take all the necessary steps so that we can understand the correct pronunciation of Italian. Why that's important?
Facciamoci un po' di sesso con la merda.
Sorry. I had to prepare this sentence because I thought I did before, but I didn't. So let's go back 23 seconds again. So we should respect Google because they took all the time and all the measures that needed, took everything needed to bring this correct pronunciation of Italian to us, even if they had to pay so much money. Because?
Perché la pizza?
Perché la pizza? Perché? It sounds like porque like in Spanish. Perché, porque, perché, porque. Very similar languages. Spanish is very similar to Italian. But they have a robot talking for them in Google Translate. Whereas in Italian, they have humans. And there is the difference between Italian and Spanish. If anyone ever asked you, hey, why don't they have the same language? You know what to say. It's because Google Translate... No, that's not the reason. This is the proof. It's because they are very different. Why? Because here's the proof, and you bring the proof. It's very uncomfortable having these headphones on while talking and expressing myself because they're kind of very big, and my hair should be where the speakers headphones are, headset, whatever you call them. And now I have to push my hair back so I can wear this because everyone in podcasts is wearing them to hear their voices properly. And moving on, we have another 2 hours left because... No, I don't. Sorry. I don't have 2 hours left. I'm sorry. I don't have so much time left because... that's the reason I'm doing this. Not to have to do anything that takes longer time, you know? Because I actually have to study. I have to study science on YouTube. And I have to create my own theories and equations about stuff. So I'm gonna just say the last thing I have to say for today. And tomorrow when I wake up, still the same thing. I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna come here with my pajamas like today and record another one of these. So lately I've been angry because I discovered a new trend on YouTube. in general in the internet, but it's mostly on YouTube. And that is people listening to music for the first time, and that's it. People listening to music for the first time, but they record themselves listening to music for the first time. That means we will, upon clicking on their video, look at them experiencing a piece of music for the first time. Can you explain to me why that is something I would like to watch? I mean, when I listen to music the first time, I don't react. I'm just like this. Because if you're gonna react to music by any way, it's because it's either the best song in the world and it's gonna just blow your mind. My voice is still cracking like I'm a fucking 15-year-old. You're gonna even be mind blown because the piece of music is a masterpiece, and the first time you hear it, you're gonna be like, "Fuck! I never thought that anyone can do that." Or the other thing that can happen is that you heard it so many times that you know all the exciting parts in the song, and then you're gonna react to them by dancing, or you're like, "Oh yeah, this is my jam coming now." It's it's like it's unlike anything else. So you don't react to it the first time you listen to it. So what these people do is this. Why would, I don't know, I don't enjoy looking at people doing what I did now, but it looks like I also did it for my video. So I have to hope that people like these things, because then they will like what I did, you know? But it still doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you like that? The camera is off. Okay, listen. I stood up enough times to turn on the camera. That means I wasted so much energy and so much time by just turning on the camera every time it turns off because the I don't know why it turns off. I don't understand. It's just turning off every some minutes. So I think I'm gonna end this now. I know that you're gonna be sad, but this is life, and there's nothing I can do about this. Goodbye.